Squatters, we're back with another one as we continue to engage. And I feel more like South Africa is becoming a Casanova of the DRC war. As we draw closer to this issue, I've been questioning myself, how did this war start? And how did we come to a point where our defense force soldiers are being killed there in the DRC? And what is the solution to this whole matter? The question comes, should we withdraw our military? And otherwise, that will show that we are maybe being coward. I don't know. Should we withdraw our military force there, or must we put more military there? And because you know why I'm asking this question. Now there is a certain impression by the Rwandan president, Paul Kagame, that South Africa is not there on a peacekeeping mission, but is there to help the DRC to fight the rebels, in a sense that they even accuse him of sponsoring the M23 rebels. The M23 rebels, the name actually originates from 2009, when one of its leaders, it was 23 March, by the way, when it started, and there were some sort of dissatisfactions there and there, and now they started the group. And you would wonder, how do the rebels get the guns, rifles, so to speak, ammunitions and everything? Because to engage in a war, it's very expensive on its own. It's a very expensive exercise. And now South Africa has become the country that is perpetuating division by accusing Rwanda that it is involved in this whole war thing. I don't see this coming to an end. And if you look at someone like Paul Kagame, he has got a military background. He was a soldier himself. He was a commander. And you compare him to our president, Cyril Ramaphosa. Cyril Ramaphosa has never been a soldier in his whole life. Maybe he doesn't even know the sound of a gun, or maybe he heard that there was the apartheid government this side shooting people, but he has never really physically been involved in activism as such. He was a unionist, yes, back in those days, and he sided with, he took the side of the apartheid government to an extent that he ended up becoming a favorite candidate for them to accomplish certain missions that they actually felt they needed him to. Because remember, he was also even given money to start the NUM, which was then representing the mine workers and all of that. So we were talking about two presidents who are having parallel experiences. If I have to choose, if now you put President Cyril Ramaphosa here, and you put the Rwandan president Paul Kagame, and you say to me I should choose a president, I will choose Paul Kagame. Because you know why? A president who has got a military background, normally most of the times, they don't take nonsense. They are not spineless people. They defend their country. If they say we are ready for war, there's this interview that I came across from an online channel, France 24, the English version, where 7 months ago, Paul Kagame was having an interview, and he mentioned that before, that if these people are going to continue to provoke us, referring to the DRC, by the way, because at some point, Tshisekedi, I don't know what is his position, the DRC president, because he has to also come to the party to say what is his position. If he is actually, taking Ramaphosa's side and treating the Rwandan president Kagame as an enemy, then we are having a serious problem, because African countries will be fighting amongst themselves, which is something very, very stupid. I don't think we should be going there. And if you listen to the man, Paul Kagame, he's very clear that, listen, let's not further cause confusion in this whole thing. Let's stop pointing fingers at one another here. We need to fix this. By the way, he reiterated that the M23 rebels are Congolese. They are not Rwandans. They are Congolese, and some are from up there in Uganda. I don't know how true is that, but it is a fact that they are from a certain province, Kivu, in DRC. So I don't know. Maybe Tshisekedi has got some issues, unresolved issues with the Rwandan president. That's why they are actually perpetuating this whole impression that it is him who is helping the M23 rebels, or sponsoring them, or sending his own people to be part of the attack. I'm not sure, but I don't know if really they can't find a solution, because there is two solutions to countries which are maybe involved in squabbles or disagreements whatsoever. There's a diplomatic way of resolving issues, and there's military way. So if you go the military way should be the last resort. By the way, we don't condone the military way to resolve issues as Africans. We are all Africans. We need each other here, because the other Western countries looking at us, now we become a joke. We become a joke, and we are being embarrassed now to say, oh, they are fighting amongst themselves. Then that's where anyone has got a potential to penetrate, to infiltrate, because of we are involved in war. Now, if South Africa is added on the list of being involved in a war, then we are a joke. We are a complete joke to Western countries. I wish our president can quickly get into that mood of peace. They have to make peace. If you ask me about our military, we need to withdraw those military staff there. We need to withdraw them with immediate effect. Because why? Our continuity with deploying our military staff there shows that now we are entertaining war instead of peacekeeping. We need to withdraw them and tell the DRC President Tshisekedi that, listen, if you want us to help you to be in a peacekeeping mission, you need to have this issue resolved in a sensible way, that you are willing to negotiate with those M23 rebels, because those people, there's something that they are not happy about, and they resort to becoming the rebels, to attack the government of their own. So there might be certain countries there and there helping if the next door neighbor country does not have a good relationship with this country's president. When there's war there, they will infiltrate. That's politics. So we can't run away from that fact. But the first thing first that our president has to do is to mend the relationship between him and Rwandan President Paul Kagame. Because if he continues with this attitude of not apologizing, not acknowledging his flaws, then we are creating nothing but enemies in our country. And so if we have more enemies than friends, then we are standing at a very bad position, a high risk of, now if anyone attacks us, they will join forces. So war is not a good thing, but President Tshisekedi, DRC's president, he needs to, to find an amicable way, a diplomatic way to resolve these issues. I don't understand why Africa is fighting itself. I don't understand. Even the whole continent, where there's wars, I don't understand. How do we reach to a war? And somehow a war is benefiting other countries, because other countries are selling arms and ammunition and everything. So it's so bad, man. It's so bad. I don't know, squatters, maybe you'll put your opinions on this, but it's very worrisome when we find ourselves in this predicament where our president is now suspect number one to Rwandan president to say, if you want war, I'm ready. That man mean business, and he has got a military background. He was a commander. He knows his story. South Africa, by the way, has got more resources, more military staff, and all of that, but we are not well trained to fight the Rwandan military. Those people are disciplined, well trained, focused, and they are ready for tactical response. The situation that arises now, they are always training, they are always ready. I'm not sure about South Africa, but for the fact that we need to constructively stretch this and build this, Cyril Ramaphosa should mend, the relationship between him and Paul Kagame, because if he doesn't, it's going to stay there, and there's a high risk that now he can decide to send his troop to South Africa to finish the business. I don't know. I'll hear from you, squatters. What are your opinions on this? But I've got a feeling that the president needs to act on this as a matter of urgency, because we don't want to end up declaring a state of emergency, all of that, because anything is possible. And we are not immune to war. In South Africa, there has never been war. It was just apartheid and all of that. Now, 30 years into democracy, and now we have war. A war will take us 100 steps backwards. There's going to be chaos, casualties. We don't want it. So he needs to fix this before it's too late. Thank you, squatters.